This Capital Ministry update is about a Kenyan pastor who has been named Capital Ministries Director to grow local government ministries across the continent of Africa. A pastor from Kenya who yearns to serve unreached affinity spheres for Christ has been named our Local Government Ministries Director for the entire continent of Africa. Pastor Emmanuel Makolo, who is gifted in administration and committed to evangelism and discipleship, is charged with recruiting both ministry leaders and local government servants with the purpose of establishing weekly LGM discipleship Bible studies for all African nations. Brian Hansen, CapMin's Director of International Ministries, who recruited Pastor Makolo, said he has the spiritual gifts, education, and experience to accomplish CapMin's goals to expand LGM across the vast continent. Pastor Hansen continued to say, quote, Emmanuel Manu has served as an administrative pastor in Eldoret, Kenya for several years. He is skilled in the area of administration and has a vibrant heart for evangelism and discipleship. We are so glad to welcome Manu and know that God is going to use him mightily as we move forward together, end quote. Pastor Makolo, who speaks Swahili and English, has served in many mission fields in different parts of the world. Among them, he has served as outreach pastor for the Sirikwa Fellowship, where he prepared annual missions plans and budgets, led the outreach team, and assisted in raising missionaries, among other duties. Pastor Makolo is married to Faith Wangari, and the couple has 3 children, Harim Benjamin, 18, Mariah Ivy, 14, and Gina Hadassah, 6. Pastor Makolo said, "It is a privilege to work with Capital Ministries to help fulfill the Great Commission by reaching the affinity sphere of political leaders with the gospel. An affinity sphere is a group of people identified by profession." He said, quote, "It is a wonderful opportunity to disciple political leaders who make the laws that govern countries. Africa is a continent that is plagued with war and poverty, and this is due to bad leadership. No one has the power to change the hearts of man. Only God can do that. It is important for these leaders to know and follow Jesus, who can change them, and the righteous will prosper and the cities will rejoice." Proverbs 29:2, end quote. LGM is CapMin's latest initiative to establish discipleship Bible studies in the United States and around the world to leaders in local communities, city and county commissioners, mayors, school board members, city managers, and other appointed and elected officials. Pastor Hansen met Pastor Makolo several years ago through mutual friends while on a trip to Kenya. After learning that Pastor Makolo often ventured into the bush to share the gospel with tribal people, he joined him on one trip. Hansen said, quote, "3 of us traveled with Manu to the bush to share the gospel with unreached tribes. It was an adventure. We encountered the leader of a major militia group, but God used that encounter to lead that man to Christ with a machine gun tucked under his shirt. Manu often takes trips to the bush to share the gospel and has a heart for refugees that are currently in refugee camps," end quote. During the trip, Pastor Hansen took the opportunity to tell Pastor Makolo about CapMin and its mission to make disciples of Jesus Christ in the political arena of the world. The mission resounded with Pastor Makolo, who wanted to join with CapMin. In 2018, he successfully completed training at CapMin's training conference in Cameroon. Circumstances prevented him from joining with the ministry until this year. While establishing local ministries across Africa may be intimidating, Pastor Makolo intends to begin by employing the techniques and using the information he learned at the CapMin training conference and by starting at home. Makolo said, quote, "My immediate main objective is to start a local government ministry in my town and then replicate it throughout Africa," end quote. Pastor Hansen said Pastor Makolo is well equipped to recruit good, qualified ministry leader candidates, as well as political leaders who will join hands to enjoy strong times in the Bible and be fed the meat of God's Word. Pastor Hansen asked the following, quote, "Can you imagine the time when political leaders in federal government, as well as local government, all have a ministry leader who they can lean on and learn from as they make decisions that impact the lives of those they govern? I'm thrilled that God has opened the door for Manu to join CapMin full-time. We look forward to him being God's man to reach political leaders on the continent of Africa by heading up our local government ministries. May God richly bless his efforts." End quote. If you wish to contribute to Pastor Mokulo's ministry, please go to capmin.org/Africa.